Hello student. Today we are going to start our second chapter, biological classification. In this chapter we read that what is the need of biological classification and how biologists classify the living organism. Student, biological classification is a scientific procedure of arranging organisms in a hierarchical series of group and subgroup on the basis of their similarity and dissimilarity. That means it is a process of arranging organisms, classify organisms according to their similar characteristic into a particular category or group. Actually student, it is not easy to study each and every organism on earth. So we classify the organism into particular group because the study of one or two organisms is sufficient to know the essential features of group, and all kind of organisms is not present in a same locality. So what is the need of biological classification? Classification is needed for convenient study of living organisms, and it helps to determine the exact position of organism in a classification. Student, classification also helps is knowing the relationship among the different group of organisms and is also help to knowing the evolutionary relationship. That means is help in to know about the evolutionary relationship between the organism. Actually, there have been many attempts to classify living organisms, but Aristotle was the earliest to attempt a scientific basis of classification. Actually, he used simple morphological character. That means external characters. Morphology, what is the meaning of morphology? External characters. Morphological characters. Okay, external character. So he used simple morphological characters to classify plants in a three group: tree, shrub and herbs. He also classified animals into two groups: those who had red blood and those who did not. That means Aristotle classified plant into three groups: tree, shrub and herbs. You know these three groups. And he classified animals into only two groups: the animal who have red bloods and another animals who did not. And after that, Carolus Linnaeus introduced two kingdom classification. He recognized two group of organisms only: plant and animal. He classified the organisms into two kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Actually student, Linnaeus classify organisms on the basis of certain characteristic. If the characteristic match with the Plantae, then he kept into kingdom Plantae, and if they match into animals, then he kept in kingdom Animalia. And what are those characteristics? Here you see in kingdom Plantae, he kept the organisms who have these characteristics. And what are the characteristics? Organisms which were stationary. That means they are fixed at a place. You know that plants are fixed. They didn't show locomotion. So he kept in a kingdom Plantae. Prepare their own food by trapping sunlight. They are autotrophs. They didn't show heterotropic mode of nutrition. They are autotrophs and showing autotropic mode of nutrition. Plants are autotrophs because they prepare their own food with the help of sunlight. And the third one is had cell with a cell wall. They have cell wall which is made up of cellulose or chitin, because fungi their cell wall is made up of chitin. Okay, and had chlorophyll in the chloroplast. Because of the chlorophyll, they can trap the sunlight and prepare their own food. So the organisms which have the following characteristic, Linnaeus classify them into kingdom Plantae. And the rest of other, that means the organisms which could move, that means showing locomotion and movement, they are in Animalia kingdoms. and they could not prepare their own food, heterotrophs. And the mode of nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition because they are depend on the other plant and animal for the food, and they didn't have cell wall. Okay, you know that the animal cell have lack of cell wall. Okay, and animal did not have chlorophyll, they are heterotrophs, so chlorophyll is absent. Bodies stop growing after attaining a certain size. After a certain age we stop our growth. Okay, so these characteristics are in animalia. All the organisms including human beings, all are which have these particular characteristic, they are in a animalia. Okay, then the main disadvantage of two kingdom classification. What are the disadvantages of two kingdom classification? Actually student, many organisms, many single cell animals like Euglena have features of both plant and animal. Actually, single cell animal Euglena, which is now in a Protista group, but in that time it is in Plantae group when Linnaeus is classified because it has cell wall. But it is showing both heterotrophic nutrition as well as autotrophic nutrition. Listen carefully student. Euglena, when the sunlight is present and the favorable condition is there, then it show autotrophic nutrition and behave like a plant. And when there is no sunlight, then they are depend to other living organism. Okay, so what they show their mode of nutrition, heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So it's showing the both type of nutrition. So how can we keep it in a Plantae kingdom? And second one, fungi grow on dead and decaying matter and live by decomposition and absorbing organic material. Actually fungi have cell wall. Okay, so Linnaeus kept in a Plantae, but how can we keep fungi in a Plantae kingdom? Because Plantae have the features of present of cell wall. First, fungi have also cell wall which is made up of chitin, but second, Plantae have a characteristic that they have chlorophyll, but fungi didn't have chlorophyll. They cannot prepare their own food. They are depend to dead and decaying matter. Okay, so fungi is not under Plantae and Animalia kingdom. The next one is lichen. You know, lichen is an association of algae and fungi. You read in your class 10th and 9th that lichen is an association of algae and fungi. And living organisms are grow on a rock or a bark of a tree and can be mistaken as a non-living. Actually, Linnaeus, by mistake, he said that they are non-living object. And bacteria, which are also living organisms, bacteria could not classify as plant and animal. These are the disadvantages of two kingdom classification. Okay. And after that, there are 5 kingdom classification. The 5 kingdom classification was proposed by R.H. Whitaker in 1969. It's very important who proposed the 5 kingdom classification. R.H. Whitaker. Who proposed the 2 kingdom classification? Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, so 5 kingdom classification is proposed by R.H. Whitaker. The 5 system classification is based on the 5 kingdom classification: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. Student, because we read that Linnaeus didn't classify bacteria into the 2 kingdom which he classified Plantae and Animalia. He didn't classify bacteria. So Monera have all the organisms which are unicellular and prokaryotes. All the bacteria are in Monera kingdom. And kingdom Protista, unicellular organism and eukaryote organism are in Protista. Then fungi, then plantae and animalia. We study all of these kingdom one by one in detail. So first of all, you learn that in kingdom Monera, all the organisms are unicellular and prokaryotes. Student, you know that what is prokaryotes. Prokaryotes, that means primitive cell. The organism which has primitive cell, lack of nuclear membrane, and only some organelles are found. So in a Monera, the organism which is under Monera kingdom, they all are unicellular and prokaryotes. All organisms which are kingdom Protista, they all are unicellular and eukaryotes. In kingdom fungi, some organisms are unicellular and some multicellular. Okay. And eukaryotes without chlorophyll. Okay. We just learned that the fungi didn't have chlorophyll. They are showing heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Kingdom Plantae, multicellular eukaryote, contain chlorophyll and autotrophic cells, and cell wall is present. And Kingdom Animalia, multicellular organism, eukaryotes, heterotrophic nutrition, cell without cell wall and chlorophyll. Student, always remember that only in Kingdom Monera unicellular prokaryotic organisms there. Rest of four eukaryotes. All organisms are eukaryotes. Either it is unicellular or multicellular, but only Kingdom Monera have unicellular prokaryotes organism, because all the bacteria in Kingdom Monera. So in my next video we have discussed about Kingdom Monera and Protista.